Cruise News headlines, July 31st, 2025. 1. A South African cruise ship crew member stabbed another South African crew member due to a personal dispute aboard the largest cruise ship in the world, Royal Caribbean's Icon of the Seas. Thankfully, the woman that was stabbed is in stable condition, but the attacker jumped overboard after the assault. Royal Caribbean crew jumped into action and were actually able to find and bring the man back aboard, but he was found to be unresponsive and was declared dead by medical staff on board. 2. In the second disastrous event in the past week aboard Royal Caribbean's Icon of the Seas, a passenger trying to retrieve a pair of sunglasses by hanging over the side of the infinity pool, not surprisingly lost their balance and fell over the side of the ship. Miraculously, there was a small, non-public area the man fell into and managed to walk away from the incident. But if he fell just a little differently, he would have tumbled 10 decks down into the children's splash zone, almost certainly losing his life, and who knows what would have happened to any children in the area. 3. The Norwegian cruise ship Pride of America was forced to immediately leave the port in Hilo, Hawaii, after a state of emergency was declared due to an 8.8 magnitude earthquake that struck off Russia's Pacific coast on Wednesday. Hundreds of passengers that were off the cruise ship touring the island were sent text messages telling them to seek higher ground, as the ship was forced to leave them behind. The ship is waiting in a safer location, awaiting the reopening of the Hilo port. 4. Royal Caribbean has just announced that some passengers with Alaskan itineraries that have a Canadian port of call will now have to obtain a visa or e-travel authorization. They've sent letters to passengers stating, "We would like to inform you of important updates regarding the travel documentation needed for Alaska sailings that include visits to Canada. Guests from select countries will now be required to present a U.S. visa or an ESTA, Electronic System for Travel Authorization, to board a Royal Caribbean cruise to Alaska." 5. A group of environmental protesters has successfully blocked the Celebrity Eclipse cruise ship from docking in Amsterdam. About 30 passionate protesters used canoes and inflatable watercraft to get in between the ship and the dock, causing the ship to turn away. Local police did intervene, popping some of the inflatable craft and arresting at least 5 of the protesters. 6. It seems Carnival Cruise Line is starting a new trend in the cruise industry: branded credit cards that are tied to their reward programs. Royal has said that changes are in the works to bring what they hope is an alluring reason to get cruisers to get a Royal Caribbean credit card to spend on. One thing for sure is that cruise lines are creative when it comes to finding new ways to get into cruise passengers' wallets.